Local police chief is at odds with Mobile County Sheriff and District Attorney over a story we told you about yesterday on Fox 10 News. It involves the release of a suspect who was already on bond for murder when he was arrested on drug charges. Fox 10 News reporter Renee Dials has been digging deep into this story, and here's her report.
Pritchard Police Chief Jimmy Gardner insists it's not his officer's fault Cedric Burroughs is back on the streets after his arrest on drug charges Monday. Gardner says the officer gave this form to jail officials, a form which clearly shows Burroughs had a prior bond for murder. Gardner says too much is being put on police officers.
Because my stance is just this: it's enough burden on the officer to begin with to make an arrest and get a person to jail. And now we're asking officers to do background checks to determine whether or not a person needs to stay in jail. That's not that officer's job.
But Sheriff Sam Cochran disagrees. He says because the officer failed to contact the district attorney's office, Burroughs was able to get out. I asked the sheriff if the corrections officers at the jail could make the call to the DA based on the information they received from the officer.
No, they can't. They don't know the facts of the case. They're there to receive and to maintain custody. They're not investigators. They're not court personnel. They're none of that. They are just detention specialists.
That's the same message we got from the district attorney.
I have talked to the chief on multiple occasions about this procedure. He is well aware of this procedure, and this shouldn't have happened. I'm very disappointed because we have procedures in place to prevent this type of thing from happening, and they didn't follow the procedure.
That officer needs to be on the street fighting crime, not calling judges and district attorneys and folks saying this guy is out of jail for one reason or another. And I stand on that. And I think most other chiefs throughout the city would agree with that same fact.
But the DA and the sheriff don't.
All he has to do is make one simple phone call to my office.
I would hope if someone can investigate a crime and find out if they're on bond for something else that they could make a phone call to the district attorney. That's not too cumbersome to do if it needs to be done.
But Chief Gardner says there is no guarantee officers will follow a protocol that he says is not a mandate for law enforcement. In Mobile, I'm Renee Dials, Fox 10 News.
Cedric Burroughs' bond has now been revoked and a new warrant has been issued for his arrest. You can hear more of the interviews with the chief, the sheriff, and the DA on our website, fox10tv.com.